All right. Good evening. Welcome to Digital Z Hub. So Digital Z Hub, as we all know, this is one platform you can trust when it comes to learning tech skills across different programs, such as cybersecurity, data analytics, web development, Python programming, and other programs. All right, so I want to welcome everybody to the keys slash the teens coding section. So we've been on this, we've had one official class where we did introduction to what programming or coding is all about. We talk about the definition of coding. We related difference between or the differences between coding and programming. And then we talk about programming algorithm, we talk about programming flowcharts, and then we talk about the importance of programming or coding, right? So in this session, being the official day 2, our focus is going to be on one of the programming or one of the coding language, though it is not a core coding language. Like we advertise that within these 6 weeks, we are going to expose you to 3 programming languages, starting with HTML, CSS, and Python programming. So we are starting with HTML tonight. So let's write introduction to HTML, introduction to HTML, introduction to HTML. So I want each and every one of us to start writing introduction to HTML. Introduction to HTML. Introduction to HTML. Now, after I've laid the foundation for some time, I will now take us how to set up coding environments, both on laptop and on mobile phone. When I come to that aspect, I'm going to be asking us how many of us are joining with laptop and mobile phones so that we'll know whether to show you how to establish the development environment across the both devices or platform. So let's start with HTML. What is HTML? Let's start with the full meaning of HTML. Let's look at the full meaning of HTML. So HTML stands for hyper. I hope we are all writing hyper text markup language. I hope we are writing. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Can anybody hear me? Let me confirm my audio once again. Hope you guys can hear me clearly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so HTML stands for hypertext markup language. So if we are to define it, HTML is a markup language used to create, let's define it properly, a markup language. A markup language used to create. A markup language used to create and structure. Used to create and structure web website pages. Website pages. Are we together? Website what? Pages. Simple as that. So I want to break it down for us so that we understand what we are talking about. I believe almost every one of us here have once visited a website, even as kids. You must have researched for something probably on the internet. So that gives me an idea that almost everybody here must have visited a website. So if you have ever visited a website, you will agree with me that there are a lot of pages that websites are made up of, right? Can I get a response from anybody? There are
Yes,
pages.
sir.
Yes.
Good. There are pages that websites are made up of. For example, if you enter our website, or let's say you enter maybe INEC website, or you enter MTN website, you are going to see homepage, you are going to see about us page, you are going to see service page or program page, depending on the type of website. If you enter a school website, you are going to see probably the homepage, different courses pages, student portal. So what we are saying is that the whole of that design that you see, those contents that you usually see or browse in a website page, they were created or published through this language called what? HTML. So let me further break it down so that you can understand it. How many of us have ever been to physical sites where they are about, laying a foundation? Please, you can unmute and respond. How many of us, you've been to a site where the engineers are trying to, lay the foundation of the building? What did they normally do first? I believe some of us must have visited a website, sorry, a physical site where
You get the materials and plan.
you will notice that they will run rope. How many of us notice that they will run rope to define the four corner of the building, right? And then after that, they will start running another road to demarcate the first area to form the rooms. So that is how it is. So which means that in every building, there are structures. There are things that define the shape of that building. So let's bring it to websites, because HTML is a markup language which is used to create web pages, what content, or to define its structure. All right, so that is what HTML is all about. Now, since we are understanding what it is, that is what I'm trying to relate it with some of the things we have seen, so I will know the responsibility of this language as we proceed learning it. All right. So let's look at that definition again. We said that HTML is a markup language used to create and structure website pages. I hope that is clear. Is that clear? So if that is clear, let us,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so let's explain it further a little for clarity purpose. So let's add this to our notes. It tells a web browser. It tells a web browser what contents to display. It tells a web browser what content to display, such as text, command, images, command, videos, command, tables, command, buttons, and links. So you can see how important this markup language called HTML is. So maybe after this explanation, I'll take us to a website so that I can show you what was created with this language. There is no website that exists today that does not have the input of HTML. In other words, every web designer, anybody who has ever created a website, must have used HTML to define the structure of that website pages. So now, if you are done writing what I have on the screen, kindly let me know so that I can switch. I want to show us a live website so that we'll be able to identify what was created with HTML, just for us to understand how important this language is. So I'm waiting to get a response. Once you are done writing, just let me know so that we can proceed. Are we done writing? Please kindly talk back to me. Are we still writing what I have on the screen? Let us write fast. Are we done writing or we are still writing? Somebody should still help me to remind them in the group that they should join. The class is still...
Well done, sir.
Okay. Now, I want to show us a website. So I will see what was created so that we'll know what we are going to create. Because at the end of this training, you should be able to build web application. Now, I'm going to a browser, and then I'm going to go to our website. And then I will show us two different websites so that you can identify the role of HTML. So this is just to tell us how important this markup language is. So just imagine as children, you started learning it. It means that when you are done with your school, you can build strong career around these aspects of technology. So this is where I will enter the website www.digitechz.com.ng. So let's go there. You will see what... Oh, something is wrong. I think I will need to check. So let's go to, let us go to, let's say www.mtn.com. So you can see, all these images that you are seeing, they were published with the HTML, all this write-up, all this link. You notice that if I click on any of this link, that will take us to, so each of this link, they are what we are calling the web pages. Is anybody still hearing me? They are what we are calling what? Web pages. So about us is a web page. Sustainability is a page. And all these pages, they are connected. They are linked within a website. All right. So what we are saying is that if we go back to that definition where I said HTML is a markup language used to create and structure web pages. So now we understand what a web page is all about. So just a minute. So a web page is a kind of an application within a website that contain different content. All right. So like as we can see, if you move from one of these pages to the other, you will keep seeing different information. So that is just for us to understand what a web page is all about. I hope that is clear and how to identify what HTML can create. So from that website, we all observed that there were images, there were texts, and then there were other things like if we browse it further, there are some websites where you will see videos as well. So all these contents, they were created with the hypertext markup language called HTML. Any question on what I have explained so far before we proceed? Any question? Please let me know if there is question. Do we?
Yes, sir, we understand.
Okay, so it's well explained, right? Don't ask question if there's no question. Don't start us. Do we have questions? Okay, so let's assume there's no
Yes,
question.
sir.
All right, so that is HTML. Now I want us to add this to our notes. Add this to our notes so that we can have this at the back of our mind. Add this note that HTML is not a core programming language. HTML is not a core programming language. Why? Because it does not make decision. It is not a programming language because it does not make what? Decisions or perform calculation. Perform calculation. Are we together? So in case you are asked anywhere that is HTML a core programming language, you say no. So it's just like a subordinate language, all right? But it's not a core programming language. It only helps web technology to add or to create the contents. All right. So the main technology or the main programming language are like JavaScripts and the Python. All right. So we need to understand that. But why, as kids, we are to start learning HTML so that we understand basic code writing structure before you advance to learning core or main programming languages. I hope that is clear. Are we together? Hello, are we together? Any question? I hope everything is clear.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I just wanted us to understand that even though we are learning HTML under programming. Now, the reason why we can say is, or the reason why at times we refer to it as a programming language, even though it is not a core programming language, it is because anything that has to do with writing of code is programming. But that does not make it what? A programming language. All right? But it involves writing code. So our main objective to expose you to this markup language is for you to start getting used to how to write computer codes, computer instructions, right? So you are to start from that level, and then you can continue to grow from there. And it will give you a stronger background compared to persons that we just dive into learning core programming languages without understanding the elementary, which is the HTML. So for example, we can use HTML to display hello everyone. All right. So at this point, I just wanted us to have a brief introduction of it as one of the language we have registered to learn before we shift our focus to setting up a development environment. And that will form the remaining part of this session. All right, so I believe at this point, every one of us now understands what HTML is, the full meaning of HTML. Why do we need HTML? Let me ask you this question. Can there be any website without HTML? Can anybody unmute and respond quickly? Can we have any website without HTML?
No, sir.
No, because a website is made up of content, and those contents, their structures are defined with what? The markup language. So let's register that in our memory. So let's shift our focus now to coding right now. Coding IDE. Coding IDE. The full meaning of IDE means integrated development. Integrated development environment. That is the full meaning of IDE. All right, so that is going to be our next focus. So we need to know what an IDE is all about. Now, I want to ask this question. When you want to write a letter, which application do you consult? If you want to write letter with computer, which application do you consult?
Microsoft Word.
Microsoft Word, because Microsoft Word is a text editor. Now, the same way, when a programmer, when a coder want to write computer code, he or she must consult an IDE. The IDE, by definition, let's look at the definition of it properly. Let's look at the definition of this. An IDE is an application. An IDE, I hope you are writing, is an application. It's an application created to help coders write and execute computer to write and execute code. Let's put it this way. to write and execute what? Code. Or what we are calling code can also be referred to as what? Instruction. Are we together? What we are calling code can also be referred to as what? Instruction. Can also be referred to as instruction or command. Remember, we have established all these in our previous session. So, which means that for us to even start writing HTML, for us to start speaking HTML, what do you think we should set up first? Can somebody respond to that question? What do you think we should do before we can start writing HTML code? What do you think we should do first?
We need to have our IDE.
Good. We need to have our IDE because the IDE will offer us a platform, an interface that will allow us to speak any of these languages. And that is why my focus right now is how do we set up this IDE? So I'm going to start by showing us the one you can install on your laptop. For those that are going to be learning with us with laptop, make sure you write the steps of how we are going to set up the one of laptop. And then when I'm done with the one of laptop, I will also teach us how to go with the one of phone. So I will switch to the phone, and then so that you can watch me directly from the phone, how we are going to probably go through it. Or what I'm going to do is this, so that the class will not be interrupted. When I'm done with the setting up of the laptop version, I'll do a video on how to install the phone app from your Play Store, and then how to navigate around it for those of us that are using phone, so that you can work with it. Make sure that you implement everything I'm going to explain there before the next session. Because once we are done setting up the the development environment, both for laptop and then on phone, we will end the class. So in our next class, we will now start using those interface to speak, to learn the HTML practical aspect. I hope that is clear. So right now, if you are done writing, let me switch from here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me switch from here now and go to how you have to write fast. You have to write fast. All right, so let's look at, please make sure you write your step. So the first the IDE I'm recommending for us is what we call Visual Studio Code. All right, write it down. Recommended IDE, Visual Studio Code. Let me see if I can type it for us to understand the name of that. So, because we are going to, in fact, we are going to see it. I will still search for it. You see it now. There's no point of listing it here. So your first step to set up the IDE, your first step, are we together? Your first step is open a browser. I believe we all know. Hope you are writing our steps, how to install an IDE. Okay, let me see if I can be helping us with the step on the screen, because I don't want anybody to miss it. Make sure that you sort that out before the next class. So installation right now, installation of web coding interface, or IDE, installation of web coding interface, or IDE, installation of web coding interface, or IDE. What are the steps? What are the steps? Now, just to indicate the type we are, okay, I will specify that from the steps. What are the steps? Step number one, open a browser. I hope you are seeing my screen very well. Open a browser, e.g. Google Chrome. E.g. Google Chrome. Just open any browser you have in your laptop. All right. So now I'm going to do that. So I've already opened a browser here now. Or let me just summarize the steps so that once I leave here, we can follow the step together. So the second step is search for Visual Studio. This for laptop, right? Laptop, not phone. I'm going to send us the video of phone. Studio Code. So you search for Visual Studio Code. All right. So once you can find it, I'm going to run us through the practical. I just want us to take note of the step first. Search for Visual Studio Code. After that, click on download. Click on download. Are we together? Can I get a response if you are still hearing me clearly? Are you guys still hearing me?
Yes, sir.
And I hope you are writing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so once you have clicked on download, allow it to download. Allow it to what? To download. So once you click, you hold on as we are going to see. We are going to give it some time to complete the process. Then step number 5, click on File Explorer folder. I'm going to show you all this. I just want us to write down the step first. Click on File Explorer. On the taskbar. I will confirm all this to us. Then step number 6, select or click on download folder. So once you click on that window of File Explorer, we are going to see download folder. So once you click, it will open. So the 7th step is double click on the application you download, the VS, sometimes is abbreviated to VS Code, which means Visual Studio Code. And then you will notice that it will pop up an interface, and then you click on install. So once you click on install, you give it some time, it will start the process. And then once it's done installing, please make sure you write fast because I'm going to. Once it's done installing, you are going to see this icon on the desktop like we are going to see now. So I'm going to give us some time to complete the writing, and then we will go and look at this step together to be able to install it. Though I've already installed mine, but I'll walk all through the steps all over. Once you are done writing, let me know. Once you are done writing, let me know. Are we still writing?
So I'm done writing.
Okay. So let's go now. Precious, are you done writing? What number are you? Number 5. We are write fast. All right, so let's proceed. Okay. Let us proceed to complete the remaining steps from the practical aspect. Now, let's practicalize those steps. So the first step, you open a browser like this. Some of you on your system, you might have Mozilla Firefox. You may have different browsers. So whatever browser you have, just open it. Remember, we have written the step. That's the first step. That I say open a browser. Now, so I will just click on my account. Now, after you have opened the browser, this is how it's going to open. So inside this place, you search for, what did I say to search for? Visual what? So just type like this, download at once. Download. Everybody must have set up their Visual Studio Code before next class. So you type Visual, download what? Visual Studio Code for Windows. This is for laptop. You click on it. So once you click, you will see it here. Download Visual Studio Code for free. So you click on it. And once you click, just hold on. It takes us to where we will click and then to start the download. I hope we are following. Let me get a response.
Yes, I'm following.
Okay. So how many of us are joining with laptop? So let me take off this and say, so it did not open very well because of network. So let me reload it. Good. So this is how it will open. Now, when you get here, these are for different devices. Those that are using Mac computer will download this one. Then you are using Windows, you download this one. So you now come and click on the one that says 64-bit user installer. So once you click on it, you will notice that it will start the download. Let's check. So you can click on these 3 buttons. In case you are not seeing your download, you come to download. So just to check if it has started, so you can see it is downloading now. So you give it some time. So I have already downloaded it. So I can just, but we can still allow it to complete so that we can look at it together. So just to save our time, You allow it to download completely. All right. Now, once the download is completed, like I specified in the notes, you will now click on this file explorer. So this is the file explorer that this folder is always here. So once you click on that folder, it will open. Once you click on that folder, it will open like this. You now go to download. So when you get to download, you see this is the one that we are still downloading now. Once it completes, you will see the full icon. But since I've downloaded it, I just want to take us to where I have it downloaded so that we can see how it look like. I know I have downloaded it. Good. So once the download is completed, this is what you are going to see. This icon set up. You are going to see it like this. So now the next step, like I said in your note, you double click on it. Once you double click, it will prompt you an interface like this. I hope we are still following. Let me get a response. I hope we are still following. So like I said,
Yes, sir.
before the next,
Yes, sir.
those of us using laptop, you must have downloaded your Visual Studio Code. All the languages we are going to learn, the HTML, the CSS, the Python, we are going to use, though Python we can use this for Python as well, but when we get to Python, we can decide to use Python. So when it prompts up this, you click on the first option that say, I accept the agreement. You click like this, and then you now click on next. All right, now you make sure that you check all these options. Make sure that you check them, and then you now click on next. Then after that, you will now click on install. But my own, I have already installed, like I told us. So this is actually the last step. Once you click on install, it will start installing. And when the installation is completed, what you are going to get, let me open the one I've installed so that you can see how the environment will look like. Once you are done with the installation, on the user interface, the windows like this, you should be able to see this icon. If you cannot see it, just come here and search for it. Just type VS. Once you type VS, or once you type visual like this, VI, you will see the icon here. That is when you cannot see the icon on your desktop. So I will just double click now so that will show you how it should open. So make sure that you are able to see it like this before the next class. That is what assures you that you have installed it successfully. Because anybody who do not have this one or the one of mobile, it means the person will not be practicing alongside with us. And I want everybody to practice, because after this training, we shall forward each certificate to each and every one of you, just to certify you that you have done this training. And the criteria is, if you do not meet up with your class work, your assignment, we are not going to issue such certificate. So please make sure that you do every assignment that you are given. Now you can see the way it's open. So that is because I hope we are still here. Hope you guys can still hear me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so once you have installed it, the next thing you are going to do for me before the next class is what I want to teach you now. So that the next class, we will just start writing the code. So that will change the topic, right? How to define file structure, how to define file structure. That is the next step, and that is going to be the last step on the laptop aspect before I will try and we may end the session so that I can do the one on phone and send to us. Okay, so the next step, which is going to be the last topic for tonight. Tonight's objective is just for us to know what the first language we are starting with, HTML, what it is, what it is used for, and how to set up the environment we are going to use to write it code. So now that we have been able to install the IDE, let us look at how to create the first HTML file, right? How to create, how to create first HTML file. How to create first HTML file. Make sure you are writing your steps. The first step is you have to create a folder. Create a folder. We call that, let's say, project folder. So even on mobile, you are going to follow this step. Make sure you write them. Create a project folder. So your step 2, create other folders. Your step 2 is to create other folders like image folder. So this folder, we are going to add all our pictures. Like that website we opened, you saw pictures there. So all the pictures that we are going to publish in our website pages, we will wrap them in a folder. All right, then we will now create CSS. Create CSS. So in the next class, we will understand what CSS. In fact, CSS will come in after the next class. We'll try to understand how to code with HTML first before we bring in CSS. So we'll create CSS folder. So we'll just make the folder down. When we get there, we'll just make use of it. All right. So the next step is, once we have created the folder, you will now open your Visual Studio Code. Open your Visual Studio. I hope we are writing, write fast, precious. Open Visual Studio Code. Then the 5th step is you click on, I just want you to take the step because you see me observing this step once I'm done with it. Click on File, tab. Then step 6, select Open Folder. Select Open Folder. Step 7, pick the folder you created. Pick the folder you created. I hope we are still together. You created. Let me hear from one person, please. Are we following? I hope you are writing the step. Click on the folder you...
Yes, sir.
Okay. Click on the folder you created. Then the next step, add file, e.g. index.html. Add file, e.g. index.html. e.g. index.what? HTML. And then the next word, type HTML5 and press enter. Sorry, write it small letter and press enter. So let's write all these steps. So once I have practicalized this step, that will bring us to the end of this section. Like I said, I will do a video on how you can go about with the phone app that you can use to learn everything we are going to learn as far as HTML and CSS is concerned. So when we get to Python, I will tell you another app you download to also learn Python alongside with us. I hope we are learning something. Please let me hear from one person. Are we learning?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I'm waiting for you to complete the write-up so that we can look at the steps together. All right, we should be done with the writing now, right? Can I continue? Can I erase this? Are we still writing?
Sir, not. Yes, sir.
You are still writing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please, let's be fast. Are we still here? Sorry, I think I'll switch from it. Has anybody
I'm
completed?
done now.
Okay, good. Thank you for that. Because I've already stepped out. So let's put those steps in practice now before we end the class. So now this is the first thing. We are going to start by creating a folder. So in case you are here and you don't know how to create folder, so you see to create folder, remember in our previous class, I told us that all these folder, all these, they are folder. So we are going to create one. So you have already written the steps. So you right click on an empty space. These are the reason why we have to take you guys that basic aspect. So you go to new. Once you right click, you go to new and then you select folder. So let's say I name that folder Precious. Let me name it with capital letter. So let's say that folder name is what? Precious. And then you click outside. Now I said, you follow the step. I say you double click to open that folder. Whenever you want to open a folder, you double click. I believe we know how to double click. For those that do not know how to double click, you can right click and then you will see open. You click here. So once you are inside that folder, once you are inside the folder, you will now right click inside this one again. Then go to new. Then how many folder did I say we should create inside it? You create what? Image folder. So I can say what? Image folder. All the pictures, we are going to put them in when we get there in our next class. Then we'll now right click again, go to new, select folder. Then we want to create CSS. So all our styling code, when we get to CSS, you will understand that we come in here. All right. So once I'm done with this, like I told us, you will now leave here. You go and open the Visual Studio Code. Open the Visual Studio Code like this. So after, why it's open like this? Because I was writing something before. I was using it to teach some students. That is why you are seeing the last code that we wrote. So this is how you will see it. You can click on this file to collapse it. You can click here to expand it. Then I said in the note, you go to file, then you now select open folder. I say you pick the folder you created. Remember that folder was created on desktop. So you go to desktop And then you now look for the name of that folder, Precious. So you look for Precious from here. So let's say we are looking for Precious. Now this Precious. Now once you can find it, don't double click, don't open it, just tap it. And once you tap it, you will now click on Select Folder. So just watch what is going to happen now. So right now it's bringing your project. So you can see it. Now your project is here, right? Good. So the last step to complete the class, I said you now click on what? Just open up this place. You see this icon, this first one, which is called new file. You click on it, you now create a file, which I say should be what? Index.html. So we put dot to show that is HTML language you are speaking. You end it with HTML.html. When we get to CSS, it will end with .css. When we get to Python, it will end with .py. So I'll say .html. You now see this icon. This icon that came out shows that is a tag. In the next class, we will understand. So you now click outside. So you can see that I've created a file. And the last step I give you, I say type what? HTML5. So once you type HTML5, and then you get here. So in the next class, this is where we are going to continue from. Are we together? So you can see that.
Yes, sir.
Good. You can see that I have followed all those steps that I gave to us. So make sure that you install your IDE, Visual Studio Code, create your folder, then call the folder here. The video will get to us, pause it, follow it step by step, and make sure for those that are using laptop, make sure that you get to this place, because in the next class, I will just open to this environment and start learning HTML coding. All right. So for those that that uses phone, let me see if I can log in with the phone, and then and show us if I can do that. So let me try and log in with the phone, and then I will share my screen so that we can understand that. So I'm joining with the phone. I'm joining with the phone, and then let me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, but
Okay,
it's
so
echoing.
now I want to stop sharing. And I want to share the one on my phone. Let me see. I'm coming. I'm trying to share. I hope you can. Let me see. Can you see my screen? They're trying to. Okay. I believe you're able to see my screen. Please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I want to show us how you can install for mobile phone. So for mobile phone, what you are going to do is that you go to your Play Store. Your Play Store. Go to Play Store. Just type Play Store. I hope you are taking note for those that are going to use phone. Please, can I get a response if you are following?
We are following, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you search for our code. Can you see it? Click on this. Look at it here. Our code, terminal, and AI. So I've already installed it. So it's opening now. So for your own, you allow it to install. So maybe I will still do a backup. Now you can see this was the code you saw in the Visual Studio Code. So now, but for you to start, you click on these three buttons. Then you click on File. Let's say, just like the way you created the folder. Are we together? So from here, you will now go back to this plus. Then click on New File. But create a folder first. New folder. Give it a name. Let's say practice. Then you tap OK. So you can see the folder has been. Tap the folder. Then go back. Click on New File. Now, the file, you save it as, let's say, test.html. So you can see it has brought HTML icon. Somebody audio is. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you
Sir,
tap.
how do you open new folder?
Oh, we have passed there. Let me just complete this. I'll come back again.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
so you tap that particular file. You can see it now. We are inside it. Now, you will now click where you have this number, then select this icon, this exclamation mark, then click enter so that you bring out the HTML code. So this is where you stop. The next class, you see how we can run. Now, for example, you come here, which is part of what we are going to learn in the next class. So you can come here and open this and say H1. So you can see, let's say H1, then you write welcome So I'm already speaking HTML. So next class, we will look at it together in the laptop. Now you want to run it. You click on this icon here, this arrow after the pencil to show you the front end. So this is what the user will be seeing. Then you can just go back and go and write more code. I hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
So somebody was asking how I created the folder. Let me start again. So let me exit. Now, if you have downloaded it, you will see it under your app here, like this. Click on it. So I'm waiting for it to open. So it will open the last file. So click on this cancel to remove that one. Click on the cancel to remove this one. Now, to create a folder, click on the three dots. Make a file first. Click on the plus. Then select new folder. Give it a name. Let's say what? New F. Click OK. So now you click on the plus again, create a new file. So you will have waited for your folder to show, then tap on it. You are inside that folder now. Then go for the plus, select new file. And then let's say the file is index.html. Click OK. So you have the file here. Tap it. You are now in. Now, to write your HTML file, click on this 1, 2, 3. Click on this exclamation mark. Then come back to your keyboard. This arrow after control, represent enter. Press it. You have all your HTML default code, so which we are going to explain in the next class. I hope
Okay,
we are
thank you,
good.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll end the class here. See you. I'll communicate the next class to us via the WhatsApp group. But I will find out if you have completed both the laptop installation and the phone installation. But once you have done it, go to the group, screenshot it, or just type your name and tell us that, sir, I have completed the installation of my IDE. So once I confirm everybody, then I can fix the next class. Let's do that as soon as possible so that we can still meet probably on Saturday. Between now, today is Tuesday, tomorrow is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Try as much as possible to get it done. All right? I hope that is okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So good night, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Good night. Regard to your parents. Bye for now.